So who's gonna fight Yuha Baha? Will it be Yamamoto or Zaraki? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, Episode 6. And yeah, I mean, the assault on the Soul Society is still going on, but a couple of standouts have started to fight back and, like, actually do something. Because technically, multiple people have been fighting back, but, you know, it's been ending very poorly for everyone. Except for Zaraki and Yamamoto. Zaraki has taken out three, I believe it was, separate members of the Vandenreich, and Yamamoto has now taken out one himself. And the one that Yamamoto took out had been using the Bankai of his lieutenant, which is really fucked up for a number of reasons, but also did absolutely nothing. Because Yamamoto knows his lieutenant, or knew his lieutenant so well and knew his Bankai so well, that it's like, oh, that's not going to do anything to him. It just, he knows that it's just a pale imitation and knows that it's not going to affect him, so why really bother? And yeah, afterwards he just annihilated the dude, which is pretty fun. And Zaraki took out three separate dudes, and only one of them seemed to give him any level of challenge. And that was only because the person, the Von der Reich member, turned into him. But he adjusted to that and then wiped the dude out. So, in the end, it's like, oh, these two probably would be the ones to have the most success against them right off the bat. But Zaraki has now confronted Yuha Baha. Yamamoto, who has fought Yuha Baha before, is now on his way, while also inspiring everyone around him just with his presence. Like, dude is that much of that guy. And Ichigo's still trapped. Because, it would be over way too quick otherwise. And I mean, that's actually canon too, which is funny. Like, we joke about that kind of stuff with, like, the main characters of a lot of these shows. It's like, oh, if they were able to go, like, full out, it just wouldn't be a challenge, there wouldn't be a show and everything. And it's like, Ichigo was literally locked away so that he wouldn't, put an end to this and everything. Because they knew he could. I mean, I would take that as a compliment to a point. It's like these bad guys are apparently scared of him. So that's something. Or at least concerned enough to where he would, be a wrench in their plans. But the fact is, he's the only one that they're doing this with. So, at least that we could tell. So that's, like, pretty insane. But someone did kill the Vandenreich member who locked Ichigo in there. We didn't see who it was, but they were confronting Urahara, so that's going to be interesting once that's revealed. I can't even think of who it would be at this point, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, things are like I've been saying, things have been just completely insane since the start. They, like, really didn't waste any time. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see more of how this insanity goes down. Now, one thing I want to talk real quick before we get this started is how are we going to handle, like, breaks with this, like, in relation to our other shows and all. For those who may not know, on the channel, I tend to take breaks during shows between seasons or like partway through seasons, just to make sure that I stay fresh and ready for the shows. Um, it allows me to keep myself from even starting to feel like I'm going to lose interest in the series. You know, when you just feel burnt out on something, it's like if I even slightly start to feel that, I just take a break from the show. If it's a show I know that I very much enjoy. Um, and then a lot of times, like I'll take breaks in between seasons as well. So it's just a matter of like, oh, I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it and continue at a later time. But it also kind of goes down into my entire thing about not enjoying binging. Um, because I like to have like weeks and stuff between episodes and all, so I can like sit on them and really grow to understand them a lot better, have that time to really think about the episodes, etc., etc. Um, so with this series, this was released in separate seasons, basically, um, separate cores, and there's like 12 or 13 episodes per core or something like that. So I think we're probably going to just take the breaks in between seasons. And that makes you wonder, it's like, okay, so if I'm taking a break, like after episode 13 or whatnot, like I can't go back to One Piece until that comes back, obviously. And that's still like a while away. So I just go to something else and then go back to Bleach or something, and it's like something like that. Obviously, I'll know more like once we get to that point and everything on how I'm gonna work it, but we're only like halfway through the season or the oh my god, what is it called again? I just said it. I just said it too, a couple times. Core. We're only like halfway through the core, and it's like once we get to that point, I don't know if I'm going to like how I'm going to exactly want to do it, but it's most likely that I'm going to take a break, watch something else, and then yada yada yada. And Bleach might even return in a different slot after that. I mean, for all I know, things can happen. I'm not going to like promise much because things change and I don't know what it's going to end up being like at this time. We will see, though. We will see. I'm definitely interested in continuing this after the first core and all, obviously. I think it's like on the third or fourth right now, currently. The one that's like airing at the moment. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for more nonetheless. So even if we're not finished with this by the time One Piece does come back, we'll make sure it works. um, but for the time being, let us get this going and see what we got in store with this episode. Cutting in here real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. And don't forget about all the gaming content over on the Princess of Gaming channel. We have Baldur's Gate 3 every single day, Horizon Forbidden West on Mondays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Thursdays is Life is Strange, Wednesdays and Sundays is Red Dead Redemption 2, and on Saturdays we have Nier Automata. A lot of great gaming content every day. Don't forget to click the link in the description below to follow it to today's reaction. I redirect everything just due to copyright reasons. And please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to see more awesome content such as this. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at today's reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I obviously wasn't paying like a huge amount of attention when this was going on, when this was airing, because I wasn't watching along with it and I didn't want spoilers. Um, so I kind of wonder. When this was airing, I'm wondering if people were angry. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I felt that coming and I was hoping I could just ignore it. Um, but I wonder if people were angry, and I wonder if anyone specifically like tried to call this episode out for lying to them the entire time and wasting their time. Because this entire episode was a big ruse. We get to see this awesome, exciting, intense fight. Get to see Yamamoto use his Bankai, the cardinal directions and everything. It's so epic. It's so cool. And it was all a lie. Because while the stuff with Yamamoto's Bankai and all was real, he wasn't even fighting Yuhabaha. Like, he was fighting literally a fake, a copycat, who, let's be honest, was just there to buy time. Who had, like, maybe the tiniest fraction of Yuhabaha's actual ability. And not to say that he was weak, no. He was definitely very strong. But, like, it was very one-sided. The fight, like, was entirely in Yamamoto's favor the entire time. And that was surprising. It was surprising that it seemed so one-sided, but I felt like my thoughts were going along like, okay, so either he's not trying or he's going to get stronger after this. And it's just like him, like, maybe seeing how strong Yamamoto has gotten right now, etc., etc. I don't know. I'm watching that thinking this kind of stuff. But then when he, like, apologizes and everything, and he's like, I'm sorry, and it's like, my thoughts were going at the same speed as Yamamoto's, so that's why I didn't say anything during that. Because Yamamoto was saying everything I needed to say. It's like, wait, who is he apologizing to? He's the king. Who would he have to apologize to? And it's like I'm working through it at the same speed as he was. And it's like, it becomes pretty clear pretty quickly that he was a fake. And then seeing how, again, one-sided it is once the actual Yuhabaha comes in. Like, he is able to steal Yamamoto's Bankai. He is just so exceptionally strong that he just one-shots him. It's like, yeah, that's more of what I expected. I did not expect the fake, though. That's the thing. That did catch me off guard. And he was visiting Aizen to try and get him to his side because he's scared of Aizen's power. Aizen is a threat to him. Which makes sense, that's fair, but wow, that's not at all what I thought was going to happen. Like, the fight was exciting and intense, and even though knowing it's fake now, I still find it to be, like, phenomenally done. But with the way that they've already built up Yuhabaha, and with the way that they're even building him up here by having him kill Yamamoto, it's like this is like a statement for sure. It shows that Yuhabaha is not only like matching Yamamoto in terms of the fact that they've both gotten stronger since 1,000 years ago, Yuhabaha has like surpassed him like tenfold probably. He is that much stronger now. And mind you, we technically don't know how the fight would have gone if Yamamoto were able to use his Bankai again, or able to like fully go all out against the real one here. You could maybe assume that Yuhabaha had to still steal the Bankai for it to be so one-sided, but the thing is, Yamamoto understood that once his Bankai was stolen, he couldn't do anything anymore. He had no chance of being able to fight back at that point, so he just kind of let it happen. He stood there and let it happen. He did. He understood his time was done. He understood that it was over. I'm just wondering, it's like, if he's dead now, who's going to take over as the new head captain? I mean, I guess maybe Unohana? Because I can't really see much of anyone else doing so. You know what I mean? None of the others feel like right. And I definitely wouldn't want it to be that bitch Mayuri. Like, let him do his science shit. Just don't put him in charge of everyone. But yeah, this changes a lot of shit. And even though I'm not surprised by it, even though I kind of saw it coming, especially once they brought in the real Yuhabaha, like the instant like it's that reveal happened, it's like, oh, Yamamoto's dead. Yeah, I saw it coming. It didn't really surprise me. It's just I'm really excited for the eventual final battle between Yuhabaha and Ichigo, because that is gonna slap so fucking hard. If this was a fight that didn't even involve technically Yuhabaha, and it slapped so fucking hard. But it's like when the actual one comes into play and he goes against, Ichigo at his best, it's like, that's gonna be insane. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's like, this also just completely changes things in terms of this current attack. Because with Yamamoto now dead, who's going to stand up to them? Zaraki? Maybe. It's like, I feel like that was kind of the bigger turning point than anything else. I really don't know what's going to happen here, but the best option would be Ichigo somehow escaping. And we still don't know who that was who killed the Stern Ritter and, interacted with Urahara. We still don't know who that was. In fact, I think this is like the second episode in a row we didn't even see Ichigo. Or did we see him last episode and just, like, briefly? I think it's the second episode that we haven't seen Ichigo in, though. Like, in total. I think maybe it was 2 episodes ago that we also didn't see Ichigo in the episode. Maybe. Something like that. But that's really cool that these other characters can carry this series themselves, too. Ichigo's great, but it goes to show how Tite Kubo really just made these characters so interesting, so exciting, so just badass that they're able to carry the show completely on their own. I'm worried about what's going to happen next. just from the perspective of, like, shit's kind of fucked. But I'm also very excited, very hyped. This is just, it's getting so good. It's getting so much better than I could have hoped and imagined. And as always, I would love to hear your thoughts. So tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.